The One Big Beautiful Bill, signed into law by President Donald Trump on July 4, 2025, is a controversial legislative package reshaping the US economic and social landscape. This video provides a detailed analysis of the bill's pros and cons, its impact on US economic growth, and its implications for US debt in terms of monetary economics and geopolitics. It also explores interesting nuanced topics related to international economics, warfare, and geopolitics. We encourage you to watch the full video. Namaskar, welcome to Geopolitics. US President Donald Trump enacted his One Big Beautiful Bill at the White House on Friday, fulfilling his campaign promises to extend tax cuts from his first term, increase military spending, and allocate substantial new funding for his extensive migrant deportation initiative. What's really in Trump's Big Beautiful Bill? Corporate tax reliefs and expanded deductions. Republicans argue the One Big Beautiful Bill is essential to prevent a massive tax increase after December when tax breaks from Donald Trump's first term expire. The bill includes $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and would make existing tax rates and brackets permanent, solidifying the cuts from Trump's first term. It would temporarily add new tax deductions on tips, overtime, and auto loans. There's a $6,000 deduction for older adults earning no more than $75,000 annually. It would increase the $2,000 child tax credit to $2,200, though millions of lower-income families wouldn't receive the full credit. A cap on state and local deductions called SALT, S-A-L-T, would increase to $40,000 in 5 years. The legislation enables businesses to write off 100% of equipment and research costs, benefiting the manufacturing and research sectors. The wealthiest households could gain $12,000, while the poorest might lose $1,600 annually due to Medicaid and food aid cuts. Under the bill, tax credits for semiconductor firms would increase to 35% from 25%, exceeding the 30% proposed in a draft version. Eligible companies, including Intel, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company (TSMC), and Micron Technology, must expand U.S. advanced manufacturing by 2026. The provisions built on the 2022 CHIPS and Science Act, which offered $39 billion in grants and $75 billion in loans for the U.S. semiconductor manufacturing projects. Allocations for border wall construction and immigration enforcement. The bill allocates $350 billion for Donald Trump's border and national security agenda, including the US-Mexico border wall and 100,000 migrant detention beds. It funds hiring 10,000 new ICE officers with $10,000 signing bonuses and increasing border patrol officers. Trump's goal is to deport 1 million people annually, with immigrants facing new fees, including those seeking asylum. The Pentagon's bill allocates billions for shipbuilding, munition systems, and quality of life measures for servicemen and women to counter China's growing shipbuilding capabilities. The Defense Department would receive $1 billion for border security to appease Trump's core voter-based xenophobic sentiments. Investment in Golden Dome missile shield capabilities. The bill allocates $25 billion for Donald Trump's Golden Dome missile defense system. Trump estimated the total cost at $175 billion and projected it to be operational by 2029. The US president aims to build a system akin to Israel's Iron Dome. Significant reductions proposed for Medicaid funding. Republicans plan to offset lost tax revenue and new spending by cutting Medicaid and food assistance for those below the poverty line. They aim to adjust these safety net programs to serve their original target populations, such as pregnant women, the disabled, and children, and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse. The bill introduces new 80-hour-a-month work requirements for many adults receiving Medicaid and food stamps, including those up to age 65. Parents of children 14 and older must also meet these work requirements. A proposed $35 co-payment could be charged to Medicaid patients. Over 71 million people rely on Medicaid, while 40 million use SNAP. Green energy got a tax credit slashed in new legislation. The tax breaks aimed at promoting clean energy projects from renewable resources like wind and solar will be rolled back. These incentives were a key part of former US President Joe Biden's 2022 bill addressing climate change and reducing healthcare costs. Additionally, a tax break for purchasing new or used electric vehicles will end on September 30 this year rather than in 2032, a provision notable for sparking a dispute between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Trump accounts. The bill proposes Trump accounts, a children's savings program with the potential of $1,000 treasury deposit and bars Medicaid payments for a year to family planning providers offering abortions. It imposes a 1% tax on remittances abroad and an excise tax on university endowments while eliminating a $200 tax on gun silencers and certain firearms. Billions are allocated for the Artemis Moon mission and Mars exploration with $88 million for a Pandemic Response Accountability Committee. The bill raises the national debt limit by $5 trillion and removes a tax on wind and solar projects using components from China. The Congressional Budget Office estimates a $3.3 trillion increase in federal deficits from 2025 to 2034. Weighing the benefits and drawbacks of the One Big Beautiful Bill. The One Big Beautiful Bill focuses on providing tax reliefs to corporations and elites, central to America's success, boosting the manufacturing sector, and enhancing research and development. It targets key manufacturers like semiconductors, shipbuilding, and defense to counter China's growing competition. China's market share has surged significantly since 1999, with substantial growth in semiconductors and defense industries, driven by strategic investments and government initiatives. The bill also strengthens the US defense by funding the Golden Dome, similar to Israel's Iron Dome, enhancing strategic and military supremacy. The One Big Beautiful Bill allocates funds for the Artemis Moon mission and Mars exploration, enhancing America's space supremacy. Trump's initiative to deport illegal immigrants is commendable, addressing the serious threat they pose to national security. Securing borders with Mexico and Canada is crucial to prevent illegal entry. The bill also emphasizes pro-eugenics, crucial for addressing low fertility and birth rates, which has decreased to 1.66 births per woman in the US, similar to trends in South Korea and Japan. Adjusting Medicaid to focus on the needy and providing tax cuts for the hardworking individuals are necessary steps to boost the GDP. The One Big Beautiful Bill levies 1% tax on international remittances by non-US citizens, including green card holders. This affects countries like India, which received $32.9 billion in US remittances in the year 2023 to 24. The bill favors the elite, neglecting the poor and middle class who struggle with hyperinflation, unemployment, and other issues. Debt bomb ticking louder. Is Trump's mega bill to blame? The biggest drawback of the bill is its contribution to the US sovereign debt. Trump's tax-cutting budget bill is expected to add at least $3 trillion, pound $2.2 trillion to US $37 trillion debt, potentially reaching $40 trillion by 2025. Critics including Elon Musk, who called it a disgusting abomination, and billionaire Ray Dalio warn of economic consequences with spending cuts, tax increases, and money printing. Dalio emphasizes the need to reduce the budget deficit from 7% to 3% of GDP to avoid disruptions. The USD is a fiat currency, meaning it is government issued and not backed by a tangible asset like gold or silver. The US can print unlimited money by issuing T-bonds, which investors continue to buy. Consequently, the US has printed more money than necessary, contributing to national debt primarily due to government spending. Modern monetary policy proposed by economists like Dirk Entz, Edward Fulbrook, and Stephanie Kelton suggests that governments issuing their own currency have no financial constraints on spending since they can always create more money to meet obligations. Jordan B. Peterson recently discussed Elon Musk being removed from Doge. Had Musk remained, he and his team might have uncovered a $1 trillion fraud. The US bureaucracy is rigid and corrupt, with the government relying on bonds and money printing, leading to poor accounting of expenses. The bills are often inflated, with contractors bribing officials to approve them. Peterson cited inflated social services bills cleared by, as per the instructions of the Assistant Healthcare Secretary. An auditor on Quora highlighted Pentagon corruption, noting inflated defense contractor invoices cleared without oversight, demonstrating fiscal inefficiency. The US debt is a ticking time bomb. It's not the question of whether, but when. The US has been playing this dangerous game for a long time. After the end of World War II in 1945, the US economy has been entering into the periods of extreme boom, gradually falling into periods of extreme slumps. The US economy is witnessing hyperinflation, popularly known as stagflation. Overall, it's growing from the long-term perspective. Due to significant US debt, even US allies like Japan have begun to influence the US as they have heavily invested in the US sovereign bonds. Trump had to halt the tariffs because Japan, backed by China, shorted US bonds, causing immediate dollar depreciation and an increased burden of bond payments. The situation is comparable to hyperinflation in the Weimar Republic. During World War I, Germany suspended the gold standard to fund the war through borrowing, with plans to repay by winning and imposing reparations on the Allies. However, Germany lost, leaving the Weimar Republic with unmanageable war debts. This was worsened by printing money without backing, leading to an exchange rate of 1 trillion marks to $1. The US deep state is aware of this. That's why they are boosting military expenditure and making significant efforts to enhance their hard power. The One Big Beautiful Bill aims to raise the defense budget to $1 trillion. The One Big Beautiful Bill aims to raise the defense budget to $1 trillion. Perhaps the US is intensifying its military infrastructure and gearing up for World War III. In yesterday's video, we discussed de-dollarization, the decline of US soft power, and its link to World War III. We encourage you to watch the video for further insights. What are your thoughts on One Big Beautiful Bill? Do you think this bill will benefit the US economy? Let us know in the comments. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon to receive the further updates. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon.